Madison. Take us anywhere on the free iHeartRadio app. Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance, insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. And by the Princeton Club, a premier health club that combines state-of-the-art equipment with a highly trained staff and convenient locations. Now, here are your co-hosts of Talking Golf, Dennis Tiziani and Paul Brown.
And we welcome you to another round of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. From Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Kevin Ryan and Dave McCann, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. And yes, as it was mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, big news for golfers in the state of Wisconsin. All the fans rooting for Steve Stricker. He won his fourth victory on the Champions Tour. This one, a major. We're going to have a little discussion about that major and if he now qualifies for the Hall of Fame. We did make every endeavor to get a hold of Steve in terms of getting some comments from him, but he's on an airplane flying to New York, where he'll be playing on the PGA tournament at Bethpage this weekend. Also on our show tonight, we're going to talk about a week ago, there was an announcement in Madison about the local golf courses and the fact that they lost $834,000 last year. We're going to talk about that. Gary D'Amato is going to be on the program. He's been at Bethpage. He did a big article that's going to come out in the month of June on public golf courses in Milwaukee and what's going on over there. We'll also have some comments from Gary in terms of his thoughts on should Steve now be a candidate for the Hall of Fame. So we got that all coming up on the show tonight, plus some other things that we have listed. But Dennis, first of all, a couple of weeks ago, Steve was on this program with you and I, and he said his golf game sucks. 2 weeks later, he wins his fourth on the Champions Tour. What turned in basically 2 weeks?
Well, we bet on him in Las Vegas. So when he said
we got that,
when
too.
He said sucks, it went down. So we put money on him. Here we go. No, it wasn't it. But you know, he had his clubs looked at. His irons were all of them were all bent at the hosel. Repeated hitting. You know, metals aren't what they were now. So there were shots that he hit that there was no way it could go that crooked. So we had him checked. So sure enough, the hosels were bent, or it went into the shaft, or into the head, and had those all replaced. And then he had his other irons more duplicated because he's so shallow in his swing, that the grass catches the ball a little bit for him. So he has to have a different leading edge, different bounce, and got that settled. So all of a sudden, you know, I mean, we played.
His putting was better, right?
Yeah, well, his putting is better. I didn't want to tell him he's getting old, but as you get older, your vision does change a little bit. That perhaps maybe he better take some different views or closer views to the hole, get a better idea what happens in the last 2 or 3 feet to the hole, more so than what it was before. But all those are adjustments that he made. And, you know, we played here. We played a 1 par 3, hit 4 balls with his 4-iron, and 2 of those hit the flag. You give you an idea what was going on. So he was pumped up. He was pumped up going there. And I know that Mario was working with him a lot to be a little bit more aggressive on the par 5s. You know, he lays it back too far.
He had a big tournament in relation to par 5s and under par.
Right. Moving closer, you know. Yeah. I mean, if you can hit it that close from 115, how close could you hit it from 50, you know? So he was a little bit more aggressive on the par 5s. And that helped a little bit. But I think overall, he was playing good enough to compete, and I know he has his eyes on this week at Bethpage.
Because he did get an exemption to play in the
2 years.
2 years to play in the PGA.
Right.
After he won today, the Golf Channel did get an opportunity for a short time to talk to him right after he walked off the 18th green, and here's that audio from the Golf Channel.
All right, TV scrum right here. 2 minutes.
Wrong order.
Go ahead.
Interesting what you said.
Finally get that first major, Steve. At any point in time in your career, did you lose the hope that you might get that first major under your belt?
Yeah.
It's all right.
This is special. I never was able to win one of these on the regular tour, and I get emotional. I hate this part, but
okay.
it means a lot. We work hard. We try to do the right things, and work on my game. And you come out here hoping to play well and hoping to win, but it's tough out here. These guys play well, and I feel more pressure out here at times to perform than I do on the regular tour, and I think that's just because I put a lot of expectations on myself out here and out there too. But I just it's hard, and to finally get this one means a lot.
Okay, you get this first major. Does that change any of your game plans? By your own admission, you want to concentrate on the majors out here. You get this first one now. Does that change your plans at all about this tour?
Ceremony? Yeah, it may. I'm going to digest this one and see where I go from here. I know I'm in next week at the PGA Championship, which will be a lot of fun. And but from there, I'm not really sure. I'm committed both to the Colonial and the Senior PGA, so I got to make a decision there. And but it's good decisions, fun things to try to figure out and move forward.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks, buddy.
Bob.
Those are the comments of Steve Stricker. After the break, we will also have the comments that he did make in the press conference, in the official press conference after the tournament. We'll review those press conferences. Dennis, do you think strategy-wise it does change for him now to think about the fact that he's already won now the one major, to maybe change his schedule, play more events on the Champions Tour the rest of this summer?
No, he's playing good enough to play on the big tour. He should go there. It would not surprise me if he would compete at Bethpage. We've been there before. He and Mario both played in the Open when we were there. And I think, that he hits it far enough. And one thing that he does just as good as anybody in the world, and he can putt. So if he drives it in the fairway there, which is tough, and he can putt, he'll contend. And he's coming off of this tournament here. So a lot of this would hang on. It was a big item that we chatted about when he shoots 64. It's very difficult to back up a good round with another good round. And he did that. He shot even or 2 under. So he kind of backed it up, but not as good. But then he finishes up with this round, 4 under today. So that's a good indicator that, that all the wires are soldered correctly,
The one thing that's kind of interesting is in this kind of a situation, he gets so emotional and he starts crying. I'm not saying that as a criticism. What is it about him and that emotion and that type of thing? What does that tell you?
Well, he has great feelings. He has, there's no question about that, but he has a great understanding and great feelings for other people and their thoughts. Whenever you talk with him or you see him talk, he immediately will turn the conversation over to how you are. That's just the way he is. Bobby's like that. Izzy's like that. They're that way. They have great understanding and a great feelings for other people's feelings. And that's what he's doing there. This is what he wanted. And you get somebody that that's what they want. And there's a success to it. There's a little breakdown there, or a little relief of some of the emotion that goes on or pressure that goes on.
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate after the break, and we're going to have a discussion about whether that win will now qualify him for the Hall of Fame. Don't get excited yet, I know where you're going to come from. I'm just going to play devil's advocate.
You guys don't know nothing anyway.
Well, that's okay, but there are other people thinking about that. But before we take the break, for all of the people listening on radio, by the way, we are now on YouTube Live. Whether you want to watch or not, David McCann is our engineer. You're not going to obviously see David, but he's the one behind taking care of all the technical here. David, if somebody wants to watch the show right now, what do they do?
If they go to YouTube, they can search on YouTube, search The Golf Effect.
Just search The Golf Effect.
Search The Golf Effect. You'll see the logo for The Golf Effect, Steve Stricker's silhouette. You click on that, you can subscribe to the channel, and then every day that we go live, the video is there so you can watch it, or you can come back if you can't watch it while we're on live. You can come back after the show is done, log in there, same thing. You can watch it after we've archived the show.
What does it mean to subscribe? Yeah, you don't have to pay.
It's just a channel. It's just a subscription to the channel, so you get notified when we're live every night that we would go live with the show.
And we did this last year. We really didn't tell anybody, but we were working out all the kinks and that type of thing. And you might be surprised if you go to YouTube and take a look at the set and what it looks like, and the backdrop being the golf course. And it looks pretty neat, actually. And we'll be back to talk more about Steve Stricker after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, and all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
Hi, this is Andy with the Princeton Clubs. Our summer launch event is going on right now because summer is just a few weeks away. And that means warm weather, fun activities, and relaxing by the outdoor pool. We make getting ready for summer easy. So join during our summer launch event. And it includes access to our 6-week summer prep group training program, nutrition guidance, one-on-one with our personal trainers, and a membership to our award-winning facility. It's everything you need to get into shape for an incredible Wisconsin summer. The summer launch event going on now at the Princeton Club.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Opening for play on May 1st with new bunkers and design changes, University Ridge is one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is less than 2 months away, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nests on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf car for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badgers sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
W265CB Madison.
And we're back and talking golf from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. David McCann, I want you to repeat that one more time. People listening on radio, if you have any interest in seeing what the show looks like as we do it, you can go to YouTube and watch it as it's being done right now. Again, David, how are they doing?
If you go to YouTube, there is a search bar on YouTube. Search The Golf Effect. Look for our logo with
The Golf Effect.
The Golf Effect. Look for our logo with the Steve Stricker silhouette. You can click on that. That'll take you to the page that all the videos reside on. You can also subscribe to the channel, which means that every day that we go live, you'll be notified via YouTube that we are live, so you can stay up to date with the show.
Okay, now let's get back to the discussion on Steve Stricker. And just for the sake of conversation, clearly I want to state in the very beginning, I'm not saying I agree with this, but people are going to think this. there is the point and the discussion. The commentators on TV were talking about it today. You should see the look already on
You're
his face.
BSing me.
This is the first major now that Steve Stricker has won. Does that victory potentially qualify him for the Hall of Fame? And I'll tell you where I would look at it from the standpoint of people who would say no. They would say winning a major on the Champions Tour is not the same as winning a major on the big tour because the premier players in the world are not competing on the Champions Tour. Sir, take it away.
Then those must be 30 handicappers who don't know anything, who are making a comment like that.
Okay.
However, a major is a major, and your operative word was potentially. But let's look at his record before that. He has as good a record as anybody has, other than this major that supposedly is going to win. And this might be all over with by the end of this week anyway. If he wins another one, then there won't be any
discussion.
Problem. So I text him. When I text him, I said, "It's good. You're halfway home." And of course, he texts me back. But anyway, you look at his record here, and there's a big one that stands out: 28 or 29 consecutive cuts in a row in major championships. I don't know if anybody who has that. Nobody has that. It's an all-timer.
Yeah, it was. For
okay,
a long
so
time.
what is that? Now, 2-time comeback player of the year. Number 2 player for how many years there with Tiger Woods, right? They played together on it goes on and on. Plus
President's
it's a 12
Cup,
or 13.
Ryder's Cup.
Ryder's Cup. So those are all things. Now, there's another part to that, and that's the person himself. That would be a great person to be in the Hall of Fame because that's what he is. The Hall of Fame, in my opinion, is obviously your playing record. Now, there's some good players that are out there that have won major championships that are not in the Hall of Fame for a number of reasons, right?
Yeah.
There's some that we'll discuss later. Some dude with the cart is coming up. He's won a major too. He's won 2 majors. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but there's other parts to it. It's called that which is of the person. And there are no better people that I know about. Keep in mind, he's my son-in-law, all those type of things, and all these discussions we have with may have formulated some of the way he is. That extreme feeling for other people's feelings that he has. That's why he crying half the time on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, these are things that are coming out. But the President's Cup is coming up. He won. He's going to play in the Ryder Cup. They haven't won a Ryder Cup for how long? What happens if he wins there? Does that qualify him for anything? So there's many other things other than this thing called a major, where one guy, and I can tell you one guy, he's playing in the PGA Championship. No, he played good for 1 week. 1 week in his life, he played good. And
Who's
I forget
that?
his name. He won up in. He beat, I think, Tiger. He won up in Minnesota.
Payne Stewart?
No, there's another dude there, and he's
Somebody help us out.
So he's you know what I'm talking about? Who? No, not that guy. By before him.
We're trying to get some help from a few
Anyway,
people.
the fact remains is that this certainly doesn't hurt him to go forward and being considered for that. And I know there's discussion today amongst those powers that perhaps that should not be a criteria.
I was just going to ask you about that. Is it specifically you can't get in the Hall of Fame if you don't win a major? Or is that just people talking?
No, you got to be a little bit political here, a little bit in this type of deal. That certainly all the qualifications are there. He did win a major. He can't win those other majors before because, and somebody from there can't win on the senior tour either.
But he had his opportunity.
He finished second where, what's his name? VJ got lucky and beat him.
Yeah.
And there's other times he's been in contention. I mean, he never should have lost that major out in I forget, out in Pennsylvania somewhere where the what's his name won that. He's South American fellow, and Steve, what the hell was he doing hitting the ball to the right in this fairway here? Hits it out of bounds and he winds up losing. So some of those things happen, learning experiences, but disregarding the fact, like I said, that he's connected, I don't know a person out there that is not in the Hall of Fame.
That wouldn't say he should be in?
Oh, he should be in. I mean, This guy's a great player. I mean, he's led this tour in putting. He's led this tour all over. I mean, what do you have to have, you know? And now he's won something.
And with his win today, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 380,000, I think. I didn't see the official
about
total.
360 or so.
He's now in the top 15. In fact, he may have gone past Davis Love III. I mean, his winnings, I don't think that has any impact on it, but he is legitimately in the top 15 in career earnings with more than $44 million.
Why wouldn't that have something to do with it? You measure the size of the player on the PGA Tour by how much money he makes. That's how they do everything.
Yeah.
By how much money you make. How good is that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you're talking to somebody, obviously, to vote for him, but I think that getting into PGA, in the Hall of Fame is something that would be nice. But I think the fact that he's got what he has from a faith standpoint, from a family standpoint, from an education standpoint, and now from a golf is very complete.
All right, and we're going to check in with Gary D'Amato here in a couple of minutes. We'll make contact with him. Gary is a golf writer for Wisconsin.golf, a longtime writer for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. He's been covering golf for a number of years, and I'm sure he'll.
So did I convince you? You kind of stumbled there.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I don't know.
What about you? What do you think?
I think you should be in. Myself.
There you go. All right, now we're buddies. You know, that's because we're buddies now.
But seriously, I really do, and I think, I don't know the criteria. But when you look at all of the things listed, and if the only thing missing is that major, then I think you look at the cumulative things of what he's accomplished and say, yes, he deserves to be there. I don't know if the criteria says that you do have to win one to
Hall
be considered.
Hall of Fame is over a career.
Yeah.
There are people, like I said, who have won a major. You know, Jeff Schluman, these people have won majors. Where are you going after that? You know, I mean, this guy here is on and off the course. And that's what they have to look at, on and off the course. Look what's happening just with this tournament. You know, this is his idea, the AmFam tournament. I mean, he gave away $2.6 million last year to charities just in 1 year. And look at where it's going to go forward here, coming up for this year and years to come. So there's a lot of stuff that he's taken, and you mentioned about money. There's a lot of stuff he's taken, but I'll tell you what, he's given away 50 times more than what he's taken from BSA and all the things we were involved in there and all the stuff that he did and took his family down there. But he didn't just give the money and walk away. He physically went down to the sites and participated in that charitable group.
Okay, and I'm going to move on to a different subject a little bit here.
We'll run for president next time.
And you mentioned a guy that...
Yeah, right. Rich Beam is the guy.
Rich Beam is the answer.
Yeah, you know how
somebody texted. Thank you.
He did some jigging there when he won, you know.
You mentioned this guy this weekend that's going to be riding a golf car. Everybody else says cart. You say golf car.
Well, a cart is something you push or pull. A car is something you ride.
John Daly will get it and got an exemption. He's going to be riding a golf car this weekend in the PGA Championship. And it's going to be the first time that this has been allowed in the PGA Championship. He has a knee problem. He's 53 years old. His comment was, John Daly's was, the knee is screwed. The meniscus is gone. I can walk up a hill, but not down. Associated Press wrote an article about this, and here's what they said, summarizing it. It's an embarrassing sideshow. And the reason for it is it's embarrassing because he didn't take care of himself physically. He has absolutely no chance of winning. He's a soft drink, swilling, cigarette smoking caricature of a wasted talent. And he has no business portraying himself as a worthy player. Obviously, they're a little bit upset about him being able to ride a car in the PGA this weekend. Any thoughts?
Well, you know, I agree. If you can't walk, and that's part of the gig, you walk 18 holes. They allow you a caddy, but you can walk to play. If you can't do that, then you can't compete. I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, this guy's got some talent. He's very good. Very few people you'll ever see have a short game as good as he does, especially when he was out of whack on his long game. But he's got a very good short game, everything about it. But let's face it, he'll sell tickets. And
Nick,
that's unfortunate that, again, that's what's motivating him to play, selling tickets.
and Nick Faldo agrees with you. He said walking's an integral part of the game.
No question.
End of discussion.
Have
So
to
you
be in
know
shape.
exactly how he feels.
But let's not take anything away from him. This guy won 2 majors, and he did. I'll tell you what, he plays. Everything about that is good. However, that ingredient of you can't walk, well, that has nothing to do with it. Then you shouldn't play.
Well, Gary D'Amato is going to join us, and we'll find out how Gary thinks about John Daly playing this weekend, about Beth Page, about Steve going into the Hall of Fame. We'll pick up on all of that after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, and all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
How does your home bring you to life? At Oak Park Place, life comes to you. You'll find comfortable living spaces and spacious apartments with all the features you expect in a place to call home. And Helping Hands provides support when you need it. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more about assisted living, memory care, and rehabilitation services at Oak Park Place, East Madison, Baraboo, Janesville, and our newest location in Tacoma, just off Midvale Boulevard. We're here to help. Oak Park Place.
Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship.
At American Transmission Company, we help operate the most complex machine in the world, the grid. We know electricity is a necessity, and we help deliver it to communities that need it. We're helping build a more efficient, economical, and reliable electric system. Our ingenuity and innovation help deliver electricity that powers lives today and tomorrow. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name: Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC Permanent All-Wheel Drive. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive enables better traction, giving you more certainty to negotiate surprises. So whether you're navigating slippery wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Brand new bunkers and subtle design changes have only added to the excellent value of University Ridge, making it one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is just around the corner, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
And we're back in Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now, Gary D'Amato of Wisconsin.
Yeah. You know, I think it's a bad idea. I was listening to what you guys said. You know, I think that Casey Martin, you know, sort of broke the mold when he got a card to be able to play on the PGA Tour. But Casey Martin's case was completely different. I mean, he had a birth defect, and everyone knew that. And John Daly's case is a lot different. I keep thinking Ben Hogan, if they would have given him a card, first of all, he never would have taken one. But if they had given him a card after his car accident, who knows how many more majors he would have won. I'm against it. I just don't think it looks good. I think there's exceptions, but I don't think this is the exception to the rule. I really don't.
Dennis talking about his feelings on it. I played devil's advocate because the second congregation said on the Champions Tour, that is not the same as winning a major on the PGA Tour. What's your thoughts on whether this victory puts Steve potentially in the Hall of Fame? You followed pro golf probably for 25 to 30 years. What's your reaction to feeling either way on that situation?
I think it gets him in the conversation. And I got to say, I might not be the right person to ask. I'm biased. I've known Steve since he was 19 or 20 years old. I think you look at the totality of his career. There's guys in the Hall of Fame who won one major. Steve never won a major on the regular tour. But when you look at the totality of his career, he's up there with some of the guys who are in the Hall of Fame, I think, in my opinion. I think he's borderline right now. But if you look at 2 comeback players of the year, a Byron Nelson Award, a Payne Stewart Award, starting the AmFam Championship, won a dozen times on the regular tour, and he's cleaning up on the Champions Tour, and now just won a Champions Tour major. I think when you look at everything, you've got to say he's at least in the conversation. That's how I would put it.
Gary, you have been at Bethpage, the Black Course. What kind of course is it from your point of view, as have been a golf writer and watching people play at that course?
It's really long. At least it was back in the day when Tiger won in 2002. I was at that U.S. Open. It was extremely long. I remember, I think it was Corey Pavin and a couple other guys couldn't even get to the fairway on a couple holes. They'd bust the drive and be in the rough short of the fairway still. So it's a really long course. It's a very difficult course. I don't know how much different it'll play, in May in a soft, it'll be softer than it was certainly in June for the U.S. Open. If anything, it's going to play even longer, but I'm not sure how the PGA is going to set it up, but it's a difficult golf course. There's no doubt about it.
This is the first time in 70 years that the PGA will be played in the month of May. Dennis, what's your thought on Bethpage and moving it to the month of May?
It's a good idea. It gets it out of the last major, the insignificant major. PGA is just as good as any place else. It's just as good as playing over in the British Open, as far as I'm concerned. The U.S. Open's a little bit different. It opens it up to everybody. But Bethpage, I was over there. I played there. And then I went over when Steve and Mario both played in the Open. And I can remember there was a player playing right in front of Mario. He's teed off on 10, and there's a walk path which goes from the tee to the fairway. The walk path's maybe 4 or 5 feet wide. And this guy is there jigging the club. I'll think of his name before too long. And he said, and he stopped and he looked up at the crowd and he says, "Man, these fairways are really getting narrow here." And of course, what he was looking at was a walking path. He couldn't get it that far. But it's really unfair. But a lot of play that they get there. You get there. People get there at 3 o'clock in the morning to get the time, and then they sit in their car and wait for their time, or else get a time at 3 o'clock and come back the next day. I mean, but it's so hard. You
got to hit it long and straight, right?
We got to hit it straight, and you hit it in the rough. There is no play. You can't play out of there. I mean, you can barely see your shoes when you're in the rough. So the fairways are long and bunkers are severe. A lot of elevated shots. So it's going to be difficult. Steve Stricker will play pretty good here. One, he drives in the fairway. Two, he can putt. So it'd be interesting to see how this carryover happens.
Gary, it's kind of interesting. There's a sign at that course. You have obviously seen it probably. I have not, but it says the Black Course is extremely difficult course for whom we recommend only for the highly skilled golfers to come here and play.
Well,
that rules me out.
Well, it's a great place to try to play, though. You got to go around one time and actually get a true appreciation for how good these players really are.
And we're going to move on now to talk about the public golf courses. And Gary's going to be telling us about an article that he's got coming up in the month of June that talks about the public golf courses in Milwaukee and how well they're doing. We'll get all the specifics on that. And Gary, you can chime in any time here too when you think it appropriate. In Madison this past week, there was an article in the Wisconsin State Journal, and it talked about the fact that the Madison Public Golf Course has lost over $800,000 in their operation for last summer. And the indications are that potentially everything is on the table for discussion. What does that mean? You hear comments like, well, maybe they're going to close the golf courses or close a few of those golf courses. Dennis, let's start with you. What's your reaction to the news? I wouldn't think you're surprised by all of it.
No, I think that 800 and some odd thousand might be a little bit high. I like to see how they got to that point. It seems like a lot. But, there's a rule a kind of a unwritten rule that if the private sector can take care of the athletic needs of the population, then the public sector shouldn't be in the business. Well, why are they in the business? There's, that then again, they can say, well, we were here first before all these other places came. But really, you have a place, I don't want to hurt anybody's, but you got a place like Odana. Odana probably ranks as one of the best layouts in the city. Okay, I played there since 1970 when we first went over there. One of the best layouts, but sometimes you wonder, and I look at that, it's very inexpensive to play there. Are there a group of people that are playing there and they have a private club for cheap? So get something going. The other courses, my feeling is that they serve a purpose, but really they serve a better purpose if you would turn some into the gardens and sell that off to a commercial type venture where maybe you can use the money for some other things that are needed inside of the city, because there is golf. Yahara Hills is another story that has all the potential in the world. And I don't want to talk too much out of school because I'm down the road a ways with this, but there are opportunities that the city can stay in the game of providing golf for youngsters. And I think that you'll see some discussions coming up in the near future where they have an opportunity to partner up with somebody, not a body, some organization that can go ahead and satisfy that need of providing golf, where I think that Wisconsin and Madison could go to the top of the heap in the nation in doing what they do to make that happen. There is some work that has to be done there.
We're talking about primarily Yahara Hills.
Right, there's 36 holes there, and
is it worth the investment if it costs $300,000, $500,000 to fix Yahara?
Well, it'll be closer to $3 to $4 million. But my point to that is, this organization or an organization that is involved, that is interested, would be able to raise that money if, in fact, the people who were giving the money knew that there was an end game, and the end game was to take care of golfers of school age in South Central Wisconsin, where they could go there and participate at no charge, to play. So it's on the table. So I look at it this way, you got to get sick, you throw up, and then all of a sudden you feel better. And in this particular case, that's what I think is happening. That the fact is that they're at a crisis. There's an opportunity here to take this negative and turn it into a giant positive. Will there some people be upset? Yep, some people who are playing golf for free or very inexpensive and have their own private. I get it. But
where are they going to go if they close them? Where are they going to go?
Well, no. They'll stay at Odana, but you should, if you're in it to, I get it. I just don't know. I look at that and I say, is that taxpayer money that's paying this, or? I mean, indirectly, it's got to be. So indirectly, all the people who are paying taxes, including me, are subsidizing this. If that's true, no, I'm really not. Get with the program here. Let's make this thing pay off or close it, one of the two. But Odana should stay on. It's like I said, one of the greatest places. It serves a deal, but they ought to get it where it makes it make it, affordable or worthwhile, where you can lever that into something that's working good. Losing that kind of money every year isn't going to work.
And we talk from that point of view on the discussion of the losses. What's the state of golf for public courses in Milwaukee, Gary?
Yeah, it's a little bit different situation in Milwaukee. I really don't know what's going on in Madison, but I can speak to Milwaukee. The Milwaukee courses are profitable overall. They did 235,000 rounds last year in kind of a bad weather year, but they've done as many as 340,000 in recent years when the weather's been good. 60% of parks revenue comes from the golf courses, and I think the parks people have been smart in recent years in reinvesting in the golf courses. They've redone the irrigation at 3 or 4 of the courses. They completely redid Greenfield Park, which is an old course that gets a lot of play. So it's a little bit more of a positive situation in Milwaukee. I think the Milwaukee courses, could they be doing better? Sure. I mean, I grew up playing Milwaukee County golf, and I remember when I was a kid, you couldn't get on the courses on a weekend. I mean, they were just packed. It's not really the case anymore, and even weekdays used to be packed. Now you can just about walk on any day of the week on almost any of the courses. But they're still doing okay. They're making money, and so it's different, I think, than the situation in Madison.
You're writing an article for where is that article going to be published in the month of June? And is there anything else in that article that you haven't talked about so far here?
Yeah, I'm writing an article. Killarney Golf Media, the company I work for, puts out a magazine called Golf Time Midwest Magazine. And I just did a big article on Milwaukee County golf courses that will be in that magazine in June. And there's some travel pieces in there. It's really well done magazine. A lot of regional golf publications are pretty schlocky, I think. But I'm pretty proud of what we do at Killarney. I think it's a really nice magazine. And I've got a travel story on Branson, Missouri golf, and there'll be other stories from Rob Hernandez and Dennis McCann in there too. So I tell your listeners to pick it up if they get a chance. It's distributed to all the golf courses around the state.
And also, if they want to keep up on golf on a lot of different levels in the state of Wisconsin, a lot of coverage on the high schools and say Division III golfers and that type of thing. They can go to wisconsin.golf, can they not?
Absolutely. Rob Hernandez does a great job. Rob is just on top of the high school scene and the college scene. And a lot of our traffic on our website actually comes from high school kids who, you can't find scores and results in newspapers anymore. And Rob does a great job aggregating all those scores and getting all the high school news on our website. So that's the place to go right now, especially this time of year with the kids getting ready for regionals and sectionals.
Did you shoot your age today when you played golf, or how'd you do?
If I was 89 years old, I would have shot my age today.
That's right.
Thanks for being on, Gary. We appreciate your comments on golf in Wisconsin.
Right,
appreciate it. We'll be back with Mike Gaspard of UW Ridge to talk about the improvements that have gone in to that golf course getting ready for the AmFam tournament after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, and all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badgers sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. You'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nest on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship. We're back at Cherokee Country Club here on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now is the general manager of UW Ridge Golf Course, Michael Gaspard. Michael, the course opened on May 1st, and for the people that are going to play UW Ridge this year, one thing they're going to notice is completely redoing the bunkers with the Billy Bunker system. Kind of describe that and what was done in relation to the bunkers at the Ridge.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Paul and Tiz. Hope all is well.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Excellent. We opened May 1st. A little delay as we redid all the bunkers. Better Billy Bunker is kind of a newer process, probably within the last 10 years. A lot of golf courses have been going to it. But basically the process is removing all the sand out of your probably outdated bunkers, looking at all your drainage. Drainage is so key on a golf course and making sure that water seeps through, replacing all that drainage with new drain tile, putting new pea stone on it. And then there's this product called the Better Billy Bunker, which is a polymer. It's almost like a rubber that allows water to penetrate through it. And then you put your brand new sand on that. And what that does is when you do get your 2-inch, 3-inch rainstorms, the water will penetrate through the sand, through that Better Billy, and go right through to the right drainage tile and get it out of there. So the old days of, the rain, when you get those 2-inch rainstorms and it washes out your bunker and then it hits the inner layer of soil, will contaminate it because it's pelting that dirt and it's contaminating your bunkers. And over time, that takes a wear on them. They end up getting soft or hard, and they get real inconsistent. So doing that process was fantastic. We also got Robert Trent Jones Jr., our designer. Bruce Charlton was the main guy, and he kind of changed some of the designs of them over time. He wanted to take a look at for playability, and then also put in some new fairway runoffs. Instead of having a bunker maybe on a green side, they do a bent grass runoff, so the players have different options. So going through that was a good process, and we're super happy to have it, because when you get a bunker washout, it takes about a week to get those things back up with a lot of manpower, and it costs a lot of money.
Mike, from the AmFam Championships point of view, did they remove any bunkers? Did they add any bunkers to the course to try and change it a bit for the tournament event that you have?
Yeah, they mostly changed the complex. I think one of the bigger ones, so hole 15 is just short par 4 out here, reachable with a driver, and there used to be a bunker on the front right. They decided to make that a bent grass runoff. So if you miss the green short right, it's going to run off. Instead of going to a bunker, you're going to be tested with kind of a challenging shot, but you're going to have options. You can either put it up the hill You can use a 56 and put some loft on it if the pin's further in the back, or you can bump and run it up. So that option is pretty cool. So that one we kind of like. Number 2 has changed the complex a little bit. But I would say the biggest thing was where there was big front lobes. They kind of narrowed those down a little bit because those areas get really hard to maintain. So it was more maintenance, but there was a couple little subtle design changes that were really interesting. Number 11 is a longer par 5 and more bent grass runoffs around the green there. So a couple removals, no real additions as we wanted to reduce a little bit, but more little design changes that makes it fun for the golfer.
We're chatting with Mike Gaspard, who's the general manager at UW Ridge. Mike, since the tournament came to Madison and it's been involved UW Ridge, what are you hearing from the players about the golf course?
All positives. They think it's challenging. One of the players came into the shop and said he had nightmares about number 4, which is one of the harder holes he said they played, but it's very fair. But very positive. Greens, I think the bunkers were the one negative. The first day of the first event, they thought the greens were a little bit soft and they might have gotten some plug lies. So, hearing that from the pros, and I think the athletic department stepped up and seeing how much it costs in repairing washouts, that was kind of fixed this year. So that's a positive. But from the players' perspective, it's they love the design. The course has played great for them, and AmFam continues to improve the operational aspect of where they are, the locker rooms and everything. So it's been very positive.
From the starting point to where this tournament is at now, if you watch golf today, the championship that Steve won down in Birmingham, of course, it was a Monday event, but even looking at the weekend, there was not nearly as many people down there for a major on the Champions Tour. You even have to kind of pinch yourself to think about what's really happened here in a short period of time in terms of the growth of this tournament. How do you see it from your point as GM of UW Ridge?
Well, I see those charity dollars keep going up, so the demand must be there, and the locals have definitely embraced it. And having that PGA Tour champions, Steve, he won today, fantastic. It was a Monday finish, so you didn't see a lot of people there. It was wet, a little bit different, but out here they've embraced it. The players have said that they see more people here than almost any other tournament they have on the PGA Tour champions. So all those factors lead into it's improved and it's gotten bigger, and the public's embraced it. I think the celebrity group helps a ton. Saturday's super busy. Having Steve there is phenomenal. And then, getting the big names, your John Daly's and your Colin Montgomerys, your Nick Faldos, all those guys come and just moves that needle a little bit. You talk about needle movers, and I think there's a lot that are big needle movers, but there's a lot that are a little that add up to a great tournament. I think that's what you got there.
Mike, we want to let you go. Thank you for your time, and good luck with not only the entire season at the Ridge, but the AmFam Championship, obviously coming up June 21 through the 23rd. So you got a lot of work ahead, don't you?
We got a lot of work. Next month's going to be busy, but it's my pleasure, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
That's Mike Gaspard. We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dave Gary, the owner of the Princeton Clubs. Our summer launch event is going on now through May 18th with everything you need to get in shape for the summer, including the latest group training programs, our world-class facilities, plus special offers for current and new members through May 18th. Our For a Better Tomorrow campaign partner this month is UW Children's Hospital of Madison. Yep. For every new member, we make a donation to a local organization that's working hard to improve the communities wherever a Princeton Club is located. Summer is just a few weeks away, so I invite you to make a difference in your health today by joining the Princeton Club. And with our summer launch event going on, it's a great time to get started. I think you'll be surprised how much better you feel just after a few workouts. The Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for a free trial pass and to learn more about our summer launch event.
We're committed to excellence, the Princeton Club. We're committed to you.
Hi, I'm Andy North. Join me and my friend Steve Stricker as we launch Birdies for Health at the American Family Insurance Championship, June 21st through 23rd. Birdies for Health is an effort to support American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center, and people experiencing organ transplants, Alzheimer's, and eye diseases. Make a pledge for every birdie that's made at this year's American Family Insurance Championship. And all the money you donate will go toward research and helping people in Wisconsin. Visit birdiesforhealth.org.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, you'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name. Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC Permanent All-Wheel Drive. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive enables better traction, giving you more certainty to negotiate surprises. So whether you're navigating slippery wet pavement or tricky off puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Opening for play on May 1st with new bunkers and design changes, University Ridge is one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is less than 2 months away, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
We're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. We also have, again this year, the golf passes to sell. You get an opportunity to play 2 outstanding golf courses, one of which is UW Ridge. You can't play it in the month of June because of the tournament, and Wild Rock Golf Course in Wisconsin Dells. The cost is only $50, including your golf car. And we have 50 passes for each course to sell. The money comes to the Golf Effect charity, and you get an opportunity to play those 2 outstanding courses. All you have to do, the passes go fast. So if you have any interest, you might want to go on the Golf Effect website, and there you will see golf passes for sale. Click on that. It'll take you to PayPal. You can get, for example, 4 passes. You pay PayPal, and then you will be contacted by Cherokee. They will send the golf passes to you. That site is up. It is working, and you can start ordering your passes tonight, tomorrow. And again, we only have 50 per course for the entire season. 2 of the better golf courses to play in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, it's a real good thing, and the money comes to us here that we are using for the charities that we're involved with. That's a good thing.
And speaking of the charities, we're going to be involved with the Birdies for Alzheimer's again, but also this year it's called Birdies for Help, and there's 5 different organizations within UW Hospital where you'll have an opportunity to put some money down if you want to on those 5 different divisions. We'll explain that throughout the year.
Or one that they can choose. You know, obviously
Right.
we're partial to Alzheimer's, so that last week of advertising that Tim has arranged for us, Tim Scott, a lot of Alzheimer's in there. So we're looking at, and you keep in mind, AmFam really stepped up to the plate
Yeah,
here,
they
made a
did.
giant donation, and also did the stuff for marketing. So this will be a real impact deal here.
AmFam already has put in the foundation $20,000 to kick off the campaign in all 5 different divisions.
So 100,000
Yeah, 20 per.
per
Times
100,000,
5.
right?
For Kevin Ryan, along with Dave McCann, along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. Thank you for joining us, and that wraps it up from Cherokee Country Club as we conclude another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Thank you for tuning in to Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network. Talking Golf has been brought to you by